The MEC Digital Network proudly presents the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament, and we welcome you live inside beautiful Go-Mart Ballpark in Charleston, the great capital city of West Virginia, whereby Sunday a champion will be crowned in this outstanding NCAA Division II tournament. Game 1 on day 4 of action in this double elimination event will feature a pair of 2-0 teams in tournament play squaring off with the winner moving on to the championship. Tomorrow the loser will have to move into an elimination game. Those teams are Point Park, the tournament's #1 seed overall, and Frostburg State University, who came in to this 16-team event as the #2 seed in the North. They have produced wins here over Concord 15-5 and West Virginia State 8-2, that being Point Park. Frostburg defeated West Virginia State 9-6 and down 3-time defending champ UC 12-2. UC then lost to Fairmont 4-1, meaning a new champ will be crowned here in 2025. Greetings from Charleston, along with analyst Tom Bragg and our great crew, Mark Martin. Delighted to have you with us. And, well, let there be 3, Tom. That's what's left here out of 6 in this MEC tournament.
Yes, sir. We started out with 6 teams here on Wednesday, and all of the teams from the South Division have been sent home already. It's the North Division Invitational here as we get into the latter stages of things. And, of course, with Point Park and Frostburg State coming out to play this one, the 2 teams that have not yet lost in this tournament. And I think if you've seen the games, you understand why. Pitching and defense pretty good from these teams, but, man, they put the ball in play. They all brought the bats to Charleston this week.
Yeah, Frostburg has been impressive, and we knew that Point Park was a powerful team when it came to the home runs, and they've shown it here in 2 tournament games.
Yes, Jared Campbell, the Mountain East Conference Player of the Year this season. Well, we've seen why. Over 2 games here in Charleston this week. 3 total home runs, hit 1 in that first game, 2 yesterday, including a grand slam to eventually get that team over the hump and get them here today undefeated.
They played 4 times this season, Tom, and Point Park had its way each time, 8-2, 11-1, 12-4, and 4-3. Of course, that was a bit ago, so I think both these teams are raring to go here, knowing a championship is on the line.
Yeah, we've seen so far this week that the regular season results matter as far as getting you into the tournament, getting your seating set for the tournament. But once you get down here, tournament baseball is a different beast, and you don't want to say that the best team doesn't always win, but the best team doesn't always have its best day when in tournament baseball. Both of these 2 clubs very, very strong. Point Park coming in just tearing the cover off the ball. So we'll see. Something's got to give here today.
All right, we'll have the starting lineups and our opening pitch coming up here on the MEC Digital Network.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The health plan, a proud corporate partner with the Mountain East Conference.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
The people here are fantastic.
My classmates rock.
I haven't met anybody that I don't like here. It is definitely a very diverse university.
My roommates from Sweden, Germany,
Caribbean.
So many places.
The academics has been stellar as well.
The professors are very nice here.
Every single person within the classroom feels appreciated. The campus is absolutely beautiful.
Everything's a close, easy walk.
I will recommend this place to everyone.
I feel so at home here.
Gorgeous day for tournament baseball here in the beautiful capital city of West Virginia, Charleston, Gomart Ballpark, and we are getting set for Point Park and Frostburg in this event that featured 6 teams. We're down to 3, Point Park and Frostburg, both at 2-0 in tournament play. Leading it off will be Omar Murillo, the second baseman. Christian Tavares will bat second, play the shortstop slot. It will be Mountain East Conference Player of the Year Jared Campbell in center field. Isaac Santana will hit in the cleanup spot and play third. Joseph Paluski, the catcher, will bat fifth. Trevor Jones will be in right field, batting sixth. Batting seventh, Luis Gonzalez at first base. Chris Williams will be in left and bat eighth. And Jordan Campbell, Jared's brother, will be in the number 9 spot. And here is West Virginia State. Or check that. Here is the Frostburg lineup. And Jack Ray is on the mound. Cade Breeze is behind home plate. Ben Weeman is at first. Ryan Boma is at second. Mikey Guy will be at third. C.J. Carmichael is the shortstop. Jackson Shalik is in left. Brian Scott in center field. Manny Hall in right field. West Virginia State was beaten by both these teams to be eliminated. So one of the 2 wins they have. Of course, Point Park started the tournament off with a victory over Concord. And then yesterday, how about Frostburg? They sent the 3-time defending champs, Tom, into that loser's bracket, and then UC was defeated.
Jack Ray on the bump for Frostburg today, 4-2 on the season, a 2.66 earned run average, made 11 appearances this year, 10 of them starts, 47 and a third innings pitched, 44 hits allowed, 24 runs, 14 of those earned, 27 walks, 50 strikeouts, allowed 3 home runs, and opposing teams are hitting .249 against him this season.
Omar Murillo is batting .360, 7 home runs, 36 runs batted in. He's got 13 doubles on the season and has 1 triple.
Murillo, one of the Iron Men on this Point Park team, 50 regular season games. He started all 50 of those. There's a couple of those up and down this Pioneers lineup. Yeah, a lot of guys that played a lot of ball for them this year, and they did pretty well as coming into this tournament, the number 1 seed from the North Division, top overall seed in the league.
Point Park is led by Mountain East Conference Coach of the Year Lauren Torres, who is closing in on 700 wins. Presently owns 678, 21 years as a coach, 16th leading this Point Park program. Meanwhile, the head coach for Frostburg, Anthony Williams, in his 6th season. Started out the COVID season. Since then, he's had 4 straight seasons of 30-plus wins. He was the Conference Coach of the Year in 2024.
Yeah, good run they had last season, making it all the way to the Sunday portion of this tournament before falling to eventual champions Charleston. Golden Eagles eliminated last night by Fairmont State. Falcons will play later this afternoon against the loser of this game.
Yeah, Fairmont avenges a loss to UC. They were immediately sent into the elimination bracket. This one skied high and out in right field. Under it, Manny Hall for out number 1 for that Frostburg defense. So Christian Tavares will now step in, the shortstop for Point Park. Tavares hitting .355 now on the season, making his 50th start of the campaign. He has 8 home runs and has driven in 48, 14 doubles on the year.
And second on the team in home runs and RBIs. I know Campbell gets a lot of the headlines in this offense, but if you watch this team this week and throughout the season, you can tell this is not a one-man group. They've got guys up and down that lineup who can put the bat on the ball.
Tavares, a senior out of Long Beach, California, went to Wilson High School and popped that one up, and there is a chance, and getting his glove on it, Mikey Guy for the second out.
Mikey Guy's played some good third base throughout the week for the Bobcats, and another good job there over at the hot corner, coming off of his line and getting that one as the bunt attempt failed miserably for the Pioneers.
Another look at it there. Breeze gave it a look, and then Guy took over. Chris Richards is our home plate umpire. Mark Mail is at first. Tony Veltri is at third, and that brings up Jared Campbell. And he hammers the first offering from Jack Ray foul. First team all-conference player of the year, Jared Campbell, .383 batting average, 17 home runs, 13 doubles, a triple. He's driven in 57, and 2 of those home runs coming yesterday, Tom. A grand slam against West Virginia State, a solo shot, and also homered in the opener against Concord. So what a tournament he's had. Think he's going to make all tournament?
I think he's got a good chance. He's going to be in the running, Mark.
1-1 pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fairmont State University awaiting the team that falls in this game. Team that wins moves on to Championship Sunday and would have to be beaten twice tomorrow. And of course, you always talk about the Atlantic regional berth on the line. Unfortunately for Point Park, if they were to win, that would not happen this year.
No, Point Park, first season in Division II after making the jump up from NAIA. The Pioneers are not eligible for the NCAA tournament, so it could set up a situation if they were to win this game. This afternoon's game between Frostburg and Fairmont State would essentially be for the Mountain East Conference automatic berth in the Atlantic Regional.
Full count, and Campbell keeps it that way.
Of course, as we mentioned, Frostburg trying to get back to that championship round on Sunday for the second consecutive season.
Brian Shepard, Robbie Mounts, Jackie Donnell, Levi Barnhart, Cade Burgess, Parker Withrow, and Butch Mounts, our crew here today. What a great job those guys have done this season. Campbell caught looking. That will end the top of the first inning. 1-2-3 for Frostburg. They come to bat here in the bottom of this opening inning at the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament. You're watching it live on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet. Frostburg goes to work here in the bottom of this first inning of action. Jackson Shalleck, C.J. Carmichael, Mikey Guy will start it out for Frostburg.
You see lineups on the screen. Shalleck, Carmichael, and Guy, followed by Boma, Wyman, Holler, Breeze, Hall, and Scott will be the 9 coming to the plate to start things out for the Bobcats.
Shalleck enters this game with a .308 batting average, 8 home runs, 40 runs batted in.
He's shown some of that power here in Charleston this week, Mark.
Yes, he has. We got things going for Frostburg in that game we did together against West Virginia State.
Had another big blow in that Mercy Rule 8-inning win against Charleston yesterday afternoon as well.
Rodriguez on the mound. 4.28 ERA. 5-3 record. It's his 12th appearance of the season. His 10th start. And struck out 48, walked 16. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Shalik. That will be ball 3. Frostburg, 36 wins, 15 losses, 18-10 in conference play. And again, 4 of those coming to this Point Park team. They were 13-5 at home, 19-8 on the road, 4-2 in neutral site games. And Shalik caught looking. It had the top of the first inning and with Campbell caught looking, and we start out the bottom of the inning with Shalik.
Rodriguez entered the game with a team high, or entered the tournament rather, with a team high 48 strikeouts, adding to that tally here early in this one.
C.J. Carmichael now steps in for the Bobcats. .313 batting average, has a home run on the season. 10 doubles, 2 triples, has driven in 16, and hits this one foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to Carmichael. What a gorgeous day here for baseball.
You hate to talk about it too much because you don't want to jinx it and bring the bad stuff in, but it's hard not to be impressed with Mother Nature and the job she's done for us this week. Mostly blue skies, nice temps. It's been a very pleasant week to play some baseball here at Gomart Ballpark.
According to the weather guys at the TV station where I work, it may not last. There could be some rain coming next week, and this one golfed high and over, and making the grab is Chris Williams for the second out.
And not much wind to speak of here, though the flags are kicking up just a little bit over there in left field. And might have been just enough to knock that one down and keep it in the park as Williams tracked back to the warning track to bring that one in.
Mikey Guy made a nice defensive play in the top of the first. Guy coming into the contest, second on the team with a .379 batting average. 5 home runs, 52 have been driven in. 14 doubles, leads the team in that category. 3 triples. Guy gets a piece of this one, and Williams finds it, and that will do it. So a 1-2-3 inning for both teams in the first. We head to the second here in Charleston. No score on the MEC Digital Network.
Trying to find where you fit in the world can be challenging. But then there's a moment where it all comes together. And that moment happens at Point Park University. Career-focused programs converge with a vibrant downtown campus to prepare you for work and life. From experienced professors and internships to culture and job opportunities, you'll get the best of both worlds. Point Park University, where it all comes together.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. With a generous serving of historic sites, foodie eccentricities, and brewery diversions, the happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
With Tom Bragg and our great crew, I'm Mark Martin. So happy to have you with us here on the MEC Digital Network as we bring you live coverage of the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament. 1-2-3 inning there, Tom, for both in that first frame of action.
Yeah, the way these teams have been hitting the ball, probably not what I would have predicted. If you had asked me before the game, with the top of these lineups being so productive through the first few days of tournament play here in Charleston, but as we mentioned in the open, the pitching and defense not too shabby either, as we saw 2 deep fly balls by Frostburg in its half of the inning, both out to the warning track, but both staying in the building.
Caught out there by Chris Williams, so Isaac Santana will start it out here for Point Park in the top of the second. Santana with 8 home runs on the season, hitting .323. Young man from the Dominican Republic, a senior, working against Jack Ray, the sophomore. The balls and 2 strikes here to Santana.
You can really see Point Park's recruiting ties to the Florida and the island areas. Lots of guys up and down that roster from that part of the world.
Second strikeout of the game for Jack Ray. Santana goes down. Well, we talk about what a season it has been for Point Park in its first go-round as an MEC member, but, you know, and the great news just kept coming for this program. Just a couple of days ago, the Pittsburgh Pirates made a change. Brian Shelton is gone, and they go with Don Kelly as the acting manager, who just happened to play for this Point Park program.
Yeah, that is a great shot in the arm, feather in the cap of this, I don't want to say fledgling baseball program, but as they move up in the world of college baseball into the NCAA Division II ranks, that's a nice little thing you can go into kids' houses and tell mom and dad, like, hey, you play ball here one day, look where our guys end up.
1 ball and 2 strikes to catcher Joseph Paluski. Paluski hitting .294, 3 home runs, 23 runs batted in, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3, 3 strikeouts in a row, 2 gone here in the second.
Yeah, Ron, the Frostburg State pitcher Jack Ray really dialing him up here, has this Point Park offense off balance to get things going here.
Well, Ray and Patrick Bauer, who started the other day, the MEC Pitcher of the Year, both first-team all-conference performers. Trevor Jones stepping in, the freshman right fielder. Jones, .342 batting average, 4 home runs, 23 runs batted in. 1 ball and 1 strike, but Don Kelly was a NAI All-American in Point Park's Hall of Fame, and what a thrill to be the manager. It's never easy, and, you know, the Pirates decided to move away from Derek Shelton and make a change there, struggling in the Central Division. And Point Park certainly could not be happier. He was drafted by Detroit, worked his way through the minors, and made his debut with the Pirates in 2007. 2010, he spent the full season in the majors with the Detroit Tigers. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Trevor Jones. Derek Shelton out and Don Kelly in there in Pittsburgh at that beautiful ballpark. Wow.
And good luck to them. It wasn't just a Shelton problem up there in Pittsburgh. Seems like every manager up there has had similar issues of just not being able to find the recipe to get some sustained success. Really going back to when Clint Hurdle was in the dugout. You know, I got to cover the Pirates for a season when Hurdle was there. That was a fun summer. Got to see Garrett Cole's major league debut that summer. It was a good time.
3-2 the count here to Jones, who's hanging tough with the foul balls against all MEC performer Jack Ray. And that is ball 4. So we have our first base runner of the game here, Tom.
Yeah, bases at a premium early in this one. Free pass issued to Jones, put him on with 2 outs here in the second.
It was the 11th walk of the season for Jones as Luis Gonzalez steps in, the junior first baseman.
Well, Gonzalez, like Murillo, one of these Point Park Ironmen, 50 regular season games, started all 50 of them.
.258 batting average. Count even here at 1 ball and 1 strike. And one more note on, Don Kelly replacing Derek Shelton. That's not only good for Point Park's program, that is great for Mountain East Conference baseball.
Yes, absolutely. So I mentioned if you're Point Park, you can recruit on that. Well, if you're the Mountain East, that's a feather in your cap too. Look at what the alums of the schools we have in our conference are going on to do. One of these guys is running the show for the Pirates at PNC right now.
One-two pitch. And we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Gonzalez going with the high socks today. I was talking with Jack last night. It's kind of fallen out of vogue. You don't see the high socks on too many folks in college baseball anymore. Got a couple of guys from Point Park with the big socks and the stirrups on today.
So Jones is at first, drawing the walk, which was the 28th of the season, allowed by Jack Ray. Ray with a 3-2 pitch, runner goes, and it's fouled off. And last year in the tournament, Frostburg opened with a loss to West Virginia State. They rebounded, defeated Wheeling. Lost to West Virginia State again. Runner goes, ball upstairs, and a second consecutive walk for Jack Ray. And that will bring up Chris Williams, the sophomore left fielder. Williams hitting .236 on the season. Has 3 home runs and has driven in 23. Kay DeBreeze will go out and talk to Jack Ray. Well, he was cruising right along. He'd struck out 3 in a row, including 2 to start this inning, but has since allowed a pair of walks.
And we've seen the free passes come back to bite teams all week long, especially against this Point Park lineup. If you put them on for free, it's probably going to come back to hurt you. 2 outs in the inning, though. Chance to wiggle out of this one after, he said, it appeared Ray was on cruise control. 2 strikeouts to start things out here, but a couple of walks, has guys at first and second.
Point Park trailed Concord 1-0 as the Mountain Lions got a run in the top of the first, and Point Park put 2 on the board in the bottom of the first, never looked back in that 15-5 run rule victory. They had 14 hits in the game to 5 for the Mountain Lions. Williams fouls off the first offering from Ray. Home runs by Isaac Santana, Jared Campbell, and Blake Ewing. Santana and Williams had doubles in the win. Javier Cardoso got the victory for the Pioneers. The addition of Point Park gives the Mountain East Conference 2 sets of Pioneers. Of course, the Glenville State University Pioneers, blue and white clad. Point Park, green and gold. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jack Ray trying to get out of this situation he's in. Point Park yesterday defeating West Virginia State 8-2. State out-hit the Pioneers 15-9, but stranded 13 base runners. Point Park left 12 on the bases. The 1-2 pitch. And it's a 2-2 count.
Man, that 12 left on, not a number you want to see if you're Point Park, but I think they'll take the runs that they might have left 12 on, but they also brought plenty around to get the win yesterday.
Williams was hitless yesterday, so he'd love to drive home a couple here, or at least keep this inning alive. The count has now moved full. Ray unleashes the pitch, and it's fouled off. His battery mate is Cade Breeze. Ben Weeman is at first. Ryan Boma is at second. Mikey Guy at third. C.J. Carmichael at short. Jackson Shalleck is in left field. Brian Scott in center. Manny Hall in right. The pitch, and this one hit hard to the first baseman, Weema, and good job there covering the bag, and the inning comes to an end. Point Park leaving 2. We head to the bottom of inning number 2. You're watching live coverage of the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament here on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The health plan, a proud corporate partner with the Mountain East Conference.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Nice shot from the third base line here inside Gomart Ballpark. We head to the bottom of the second inning. No score between Point Park and Frostburg. Ryan Boma will start it out here for Frostburg. Boma, who was the freshman of the year in 2024, and the catch is made. Well, not easy.
No, that one hung up there for a while. He had to work for it over there at first base, did Luis Gonzalez. To get another look at it. That sun high up in the sky today, a little overcast, but you get a white baseball up in the sky today. Hangs up there for a while, tough to bring in. Nice job by Gonzalez.
And then here is Weeman. Just like that, 2 are gone. Ben Weeman drills it out into left.
Williams been busy over there in left field so far. They've hit 3 long fly balls out there through just 5 batters faced.
Get a good look there at Ramon Rodriguez, the junior. Set to work against Jake Holler here, the designated hitter for Frostburg. Holler leads the team with a .386 batting average. He has 4 home runs, 27 runs batted in, 7 doubles and a triple. And Frostburg 36-15. Point Park looking for its 40th win of the season, coming in at 39-13. 2 balls and a strike to Holler. Frostburg 9 hits against West Virginia State with 9 runs scored. State took a 4-0 lead, but Frostburg responded with 3 in the bottom of the 4th. State got a run in the top of the 7th, 4 for the Bobcats in the bottom of the 7th, 2 more in the last of the 8th.
Yeah, State had those 2 big 2-run home runs in that game to build that lead, and looked like they were in a position to stretch that out a little bit, but Frostburg, as we've said all week, they brought the bats with them from Maryland, able to get back in that one and get the win.
Jackson Shalik and Mikey Guy homered in the game, and now Frostburg with its first base runner of the contest thanks to the walk.
And a similar script to the top half of this inning. Get the first 2 guys out relatively quickly, and then free pass issued.
Kata Breeze will now step in. Breeze drove home a run in that win over the Yellow Jackets. He looks at a called strike.
That one missed low. Runs the count to 1-1.
Breeze 302 on the season. Has a home run, a triple, 5 doubles, has driven in 21. Rips this one foul. And yesterday against UC, Jackson Shalik, Ben Weeman, Ryan Boma all hit home runs to issue that loss to UC, send them into the elimination bracket where they were then beaten by Fairmont, and that was...
Yeah, UC could just never really get going in that one. I believe I said it on the air. They would take 1 step forward and then 3 or 4 backwards.
Strikeout there, and that will end the second for Frostburg. We played 2, no score. You're watching live coverage of the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
It's about unlocking your potential and discovering your purpose.
It's about community and how we can better serve others.
It's about learning and doing.
It's about the journey and the road getting there.
It's about opportunities and the endless possibilities.
It's about finding where you belong, and it is here at Concord University.
It's about you, and it starts with you.
Attention all car buyers, it's deal time at the all-new Cardinal Chevrolet. Come see the team at Cardinal Chevrolet and let us show you what a great deal really looks like. No games, no gimmicks, just great prices on all the Chevys you love. If you want to save a buck on your next car or truck, come see us at Cardinal Chevrolet. Silverados, Equinox, Blazers, all recently reduced and ready for immediate delivery. Our best deals, your best time to buy. The all-new Cardinal Chevrolet. Exit 34 of I-64 in Hurricane, West Virginia. Together, let's drive.
Off to the third inning we go here. No score, no hits, no errors in this battle between the unbeatens of the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament. A 6-team affair down to 3. Winner of this game off to Championship Sunday. The loser will fall into an elimination game later today against the Fighting Falcons of Fairmont, who after losing an opening game, fighting back to win 2 in a row. We were discussing there, Tom Bragg, about the situation for UC yesterday and falling, and the quest for 4 in a row no longer on the table. And it was a home run being really the difference in that game against Fairmont. Tyler Haskins, young man, the catcher for the Fighting Falcons, drilled a 3-run shot, and they added one more for a 4-1 victory.
UC, as you mentioned, the quest for 4 fell just a little bit short, but for those outgoing seniors, nothing to hold your head low about. Three conference championships in this league, plenty of Atlantic Region tournament appearances. They'll go into their post-college lives with quite the resume of college baseball.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Manny Hall starting it out here for Point Park. Freshman right fielder. And he is caught looking. Second strikeout for Jack Ray, the sophomore all-conference performer.
So Campbell goes down, swinging on that one. We'll bring the top of the lineup back around for the Pioneers with Omar Murillo coming to the plate for the second time today.
Yeah, he flew out to right field in that first inning. Manny Hall, Brian Scott, Jackson Shalleck will be due up for Frostburg. In the bottom of the third. 1-1 the count. Jordan Campbell goes down with the strikeout. And that's already 4 here in the game.
Oh, and another example on that foul ball of got to keep your head on a swivel here at Gomart Ballpark. That one ricocheted off of the awning over here down the third baseline and nearly came back and caught somebody in the back.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Murillo.
To get a shot of the awning, that facade over there down the third baseline.
This one hit right back to Jack Ray. Underhands, 2 are gone. So they get Jordan Campbell to strike out. Murillo grounding out to the pitcher, and that brings up Christian Tavares, who had that bunt attempt, Tom Bragg, that went right up in the air and was caught by Mikey Guy, the third baseman.
And Tavares came into this tournament second on the team with 8 home runs and 48 driven in. So I was a little surprised to see him try to put the bunt down in the first inning.
Nice healthy cut. First offering from Jack Ray.
That might have been the strategy, actually. You don't go up with that guy expecting he's going to try to lay one down in the first inning. And fortunately for Point Park, did not work out.
This one up the middle, and there is the first base hit of this battle between Point Park and Frostburg.
And put that one right back where it came from, and Tavares glides in with an easy single.
So Jared Campbell up for the second time, the All-MEC first-teamer and player of the year. He was caught looking in the first to end the first, and his brother Jordan caught looking here in the third to begin the inning, and now Jared Campbell. What a tournament he's had. We talked about it, and he'll launch this one. First offering, and it is gone.
Fourth home run of this tournament for the Mountain East Player of the Year, Jared Campbell. And that one a 2-run shot, opposite field. It's the second hit of the ball game here for either team. And that makes it 2-0 in favor of the Pioneers in the third inning.
Yeah, back-to-back base hits, and that one, a no-doubter. Oh, what a swing he has, Tom.
Hey, you don't have to get all of it when you got that kind of power and that kind of swing. And he flips that one out to right field, hopped up onto Morris Street, and put another home run on the board for the Mountain East Player of the Year.
18 home runs now for the young man from Sunrise, Florida. Well, when he struck out in the first inning to end things for the Pioneers, he didn't argue the call, but obviously
he wasn't happy about it.
Was ready to hit. He was ready to make his way to first base with a walk. So he just took the first offering from Jack Ray, an outstanding pitcher, all MEC performer. So what a duel that was, and that one was won by Campbell. And this one up high, and Mikey Guy with the put out there, but 2 runs on the board for Point Park in the top of the third, thanks to a 2-run shot by MEC Player of the Year, Jared Campbell. We will return to Charleston. You're watching live coverage of the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
Team with a river in the middle. Take me to my hometown. My hometown is your hometown. It's got a gold dome and the picking on the fiddle.
Well, there he is, the man of the hour at the moment in this game, which will send the winner on to Championship Sunday, and he is none other than Jared Campbell.
Yeah, Mountain East Player of the Year, first team all-conference pick, and we've really seen why this week. His 4th home run of the tournament. Hit 2 yesterday, 1 in the first game on Wednesday, and now he's got that 4th here this afternoon against Frostburg State.
Manny Hall leads it off here for Point as Point Park faces the Bobcats. Hall has played an outstanding right field for
he's been
Frostburg.
excellent out there in right field, really showing off his speed and range. He's made some catches that not sure a whole lot of guys here this week would have brought in.
.327 batting average, 4 home runs, has driven in 29, 3 doubles, 5 triples on the campaign. Outstanding on the base paths. Behind in the count here. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and 1 out, 3rd strikeout of the game for Ramon Rodriguez, and his 2nd in a row. Got K to Breeze there to end the 2nd, and here in the bottom of the 3rd, Manny Hall goes down swinging.
And Rodriguez just reached back and fired in a high fastball there and really challenged the hitter and came away with the win in that duel.
Brian Scott to the plate now. got a .313 batting average. 7 doubles. He's driven in 11. Scott Hales from Olney, Maryland. Sophomore. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jackson Shalik is on deck for the Bobcats. Rodriguez fires, hits the mound. Nice job there by Murillo, never taking his eye off the ball. Fields it cleanly, fires on to his first baseman, Gonzalez, and there are 2 outs.
And nice job by Murillo not to rush that throw. Looked like the exchange from getting the ball from his glove, not all the way clean, but took his time, got that one over there for the second out of the inning.
Shalik has had a terrific tournament, far from being done. I think one of these teams could play this game, the next game against Fairmont, and then possibly 2 tomorrow.
That's very possible the way this bracket is set up.
Count evens at a ball and a strike. Shalik was caught looking in inning number 1.
And still very early in this one, Mark, but if the result did hold, there is a bit of a silver lining for Frostburg State. You drop down into the elimination bracket, and you do have your back against the wall, but you win that late game today if you're Frostburg, if that would be the matchup, and you're going to the Atlantic Regional. So still plenty to play for, even if you don't come away with the win here if you're Frostburg. But lots of baseball still to go before that becomes an issue.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Joseph Paluski is the battery mate for Rodriguez. The left-hander deals. Punch foul. Shalik out of Elmer, New Jersey. Sophomore. And he went to Arthur P. Shalik High School. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Ramon Rodriguez. And his second 1-2-3 inning. And we have played 3 here. Point Park on top of the Bobcats from Frostburg State University, 2-0. You're watching live coverage of the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The health plan, a proud corporate partner with the Mountain East Conference.
Another great part of this ballpark, the warehouse down the right field line. Go-Mart Ballpark. Absolutely spectacular views from many angles here.
Last night, Mark, we even had a couple of Charleston fire trucks park out beyond the outfield fence and take in a little bit of the ball game between Fairmont and Charleston. So, yeah, not a bad seat in this place, but there's some pretty good ones right outside it, too, if you roll up with a fire truck, you know.
And we certainly have a great seat here right behind home plate in the press box. Joseph Paluski struck out in the second inning, so he's up to work against all MEC pitcher Jack Ray for a second time. 2-run home run by MEC Player of the Year, Jared Campbell, the difference so far. Well, Tom Bragg and our great crew, and Mark Martin, so happy to have you with us. Point Park beating Frostburg at Bob Wells Field there in Frostburg on April 18th in that first game of a doubleheader. 12 hits to 5 for Frostburg. 1-2 the count. Javier Cardoso was the winning pitcher. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second game, Point Park took it 11-1, 14 hits for the Pioneers. Christian Tavares had a home run. All MEC pitcher Harold Boyce got the win. Rodriguez got the win on April 19th in the first game. 4 innings. Point Park won 12-4. They had 14 hits in that game. Well, working hard is Paluski, and he draws the walk to start it out here for the Pioneers in the top of the fourth, and that will bring Trevor Jones back, who walked in the second inning.
Third free pass issued this afternoon by Jack Ray. Able to wiggle out of it in the second, but those both came with 2 outs. We'll see what he's got here in the fourth.
Jones looking at a called strike one. Lauren Torres is in the third base coaching box. Two balls and 1 strike now, and in the first base box for the Pioneers, assistant coach Rocky Capobianco. Jack Ray firing over to Weeman. Two 1 pitch on its way, hammered foul. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Jones, another one of the many Florida natives on this Point Park roster. Sunshine State has been kind to the 2025 Pioneers.
They have won 17 of the last 20 games. Cardoso got that win against Concord to open the tournament, his 28th in his fine career, which is a new pitching record, and this one is lifted up. Coming on in shallow right center to make the grab will be Brian Scott for the inning's first out. Luis Gonzalez now steps in, also drew a walk back in the second inning. Point Park came in, 5 players hitting 300 or better. Frostburg's defensive alignment, Jack Ray, outstanding sophomore pitcher on the mound. Cade Abreeze, the junior, is behind home plate. Ben Weeman, redshirt junior at first. Ryan Boma, who was the 2024 Freshman of the Year in the MEC. He's at second. Mikey Guy is at third. Senior. C.J. Carmichael, redshirt freshman at short. Jackson Shalick, the sophomore, out in left. Brian Scott, sophomore, in center. Manny Hall, the freshman, is in right field. 2-0 pitch. Instead, going to fire over to Ben Weeman. Keep tabs there on Paluski. 3-0 now the count to Luis Gonzalez. Upstairs. And a second walk of the inning is issued. So runners at first and second. Gonzalez at first. Paluski is at second, and that will bring up Chris Williams.
And we saw a similar situation in the second inning, Mark. Pair of walks put some guys on the base paths for the Pioneers. Ray was able to wiggle his way out of that one, but as I said, both of those walks were issued with 2 outs. Just one down here in the fourth. And pitching coach is going to come out and have a talk with his hurler.
And Michael Austin, outstanding pitching coach for Anthony Williams' crew.
Looks like maybe having a trainer come out now. Not sure what the issue is, but.
And then Anthony Williams going to make his way out. Coach Williams' team in with 36 wins, 37 a season ago, 33 in 2023, 33 in 2022.
So we take a look at that last pitch, see if we notice anything on the pitcher. Didn't look like it felt good. Kind of grabbing at his side a little bit there. Might have done stretched something in his back, perhaps.
Well, giving it all he had. And they chatted up.
Say, Frostburg has not gotten anybody up and loose in the bullpen, so looks like for now at least they're going to try to keep Ray out there if he can.
Ray from Beaver, Pennsylvania.
There have been some good athletes come out of there. Western Pennsylvania, just a treasure trove of athletic talent, not just in baseball, lots of football coming out of there. Basketball, real big up there.
Ryan Williams, great addition to the MEC. That Frostburg program had been at Clarion. From 2011 through 2015, he was part of the Pirates Video Advanced Scouting Department for 5 seasons. And when you talk about that experience and what you can bring to a collegiate program.
Like Frostburg kind of hustling to get some guys up, down in the bullpen. And get some names and numbers on those when they actually start throwing.
It's going to be unfortunate if Ray can't continue.
It's like the Frostburg coaches are coming back out. Not sure if that would constitute technically a second mound visit of the inning or not. You know, we had some confusion with the mound visit rule here a few days ago, and now, the umpires are signaling to the bullpen it's going to be a new pitcher. That'll do it for Ray.
That's a tough break for Frostburg. They will bring in Cody Sharman. We'll give you his numbers when we return here in Charleston on the MEC Digital Network.
Attention all car buyers, it's deal time at the all-new Cardinal Chevrolet. Come see the team at Cardinal Chevrolet and let us show you what a great deal really looks like. No games, no gimmicks, just great prices on all the Chevys you love. If you want to save a buck on your next car or truck, come see us at Cardinal Chevrolet. Silverados, Equinox, Blazers, all recently reduced and ready for immediate delivery. Our best deals, your best time to buy. The all-new Cardinal Chevrolet. Exit 34 of I-64 in Hurricane, West Virginia. Together, let's drive.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community, the health plan. Here for you.
Well, a new pitcher will head into the game for Frostburg as starter Jack Ray leaves due to an injury. So he pitches 2 1/3. Point Park with base runners aboard. And the new pitcher is Cody Sharman, a lefty, redshirt freshman out of the state of Maryland.
And Sharman, a freshman, as you said, left-hander, 3.52 ERA this season, a 1-1 record, made 8 appearances, just 1 start. Hasn't thrown a whole lot for the Bobcats this season, just 7 2/3 innings pitched. He allowed 9 hits, 5 runs, 3 of those earned. Walked 3, struck out 6. Allowed just 1 home run in those 7 2/3 inning. Opposing teams hitting .273 off of him this season.
While we have a moment, we salute the Mountain East Conference. Pleasure to be a part of coverage of this wonderful NCAA Division II league. Reed Amos is the commissioner. Allie DeWitt is the senior associate commissioner, and the senior women's administrator, Chuck McGill, the Associate Commissioner for External Engagement and Communications. Jonathan Griffin is the Director of Membership Services and Operations. What a great crew and fabulous job they do, Tom.
Oh, outstanding crew. They put on an excellent tournament here. Been to some of the other events that they've put on over the years, both here in Charleston. The basketball tournament up in Wheeling's been a great addition to the area up there. Just a great crew, good at what they do. They've all been doing it a long time, not just here, but throughout sports and media in the Mountain State. So hats off to them. Good job.
So Chris Williams will step in. Williams grounded back to Jack Ray. Or actually, he grounded to the first baseman, Weeman, and Ray covered. And he lifts this one high. Coming over, and what a grab. Manny Hall. And no one there at second. Now Paluski.
A heads-up base running by Gonzalez over there at first.
Yeah,
everyone kind of fell asleep after the ball got back in, and there was nobody out on second base. So get another look.
What a great play.
Manny Hall, we were talking up how good he's been on defense this week. Another example here. Flying into your frame there, sliding through the bullpen area, and coming up and throwing a seed back into the infield.
Paluski made his way to third base. Gonzalez then went on to second. And that brings up Jordan Campbell, caught looking in the third. A third inning that a couple batters later, his brother Jared would take one out of here. A 2-run shot. That's where we are, 2-0. 2 hits for Point Park. 2-0 the count. Manny Hall, what a performance out there in
he's been outstanding.
Jordan Campbell from Sunrise, Florida. This one lifted skyward. And I believe this will, and he drops the ball. Hall dropped it.
I believe that's the broadcaster's jinx, Mark. We've kind of gone out of our way to highlight what a good job he's done this week defensively. Just a brief moment of lack of focus and concentration out there as that one finds the turf and brings another run in, 2 more runs.
Well, unfortunate for Manny Hall out there in right field.
You see the replay, just caught him right on the heel of that glove. And unfortunate for Hall, but a boon here for the Pioneers.
And that brings Paluski home, make it a 3-0 game, 4-0 game, and wow.
Yeah, Paluski with 2 outs. Paluski was going on contact. They had Gonzalez out at second. Held up at third to kind of see if he caught it, but once the ball hit the ground, he snuck in. So 2 runs come across to make this 4-0.
4-0 lead. This one hit to left. Nabbed out there by Jackson Shalleck, but 2 more come home for Point Park in the top of the 4th, and they lead it 4-0. We return to Charleston in a moment here on the MEC Digital Network. C.J. Carmichael, Mikey Guy, Ryan Boma to start things off here for Frostburg in the bottom of the 4th inning. Tough break for the Bobcats there in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to get out of that one with no damage done. 2 outs. Drop fly ball in right field brings 2 more in. Set the score here at 4-0. Carmichael last time up flew out to left field.
And he looks at a called strike 1.
Second time through the lineup here for Frostburg State.
Anthony Williams works that third base coaching box, the head coach for Frostburg. Brian Worth is in the first base box, and no balls and 2 strikes here to C.J. Carmichael working against Ramon Rodriguez. MEC history, West Virginia State the champ in 2014 and 15, Shepherd in 16 and 17, UC in 18 and 19, no tournament in 20. 21 West Virginia State wins it, then UC winning in 22, 23, and 24. A new champ will be crowned this year. 2-2 the count now to C.J. Carmichael. Carmichael, young man out of Lancaster, Ohio, went to Bloom Carroll. Well, Lancaster's had a lot of great athletes down through the years. Rex Kern, the great Ohio State quarterback. Rob Carpenter, NFL running back. They were Lancaster High School graduates. Bloom Carroll there on the outskirts. Strikeout for Rodriguez. He has 5 now in the game. Mikey Guy flew out to left field to end inning number 1 for the Bobcats, still looking for that first hit of the game. This one is laced, and there you go. Mikey Guy going to truck around and wind up at second. A double for the third baseman for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Guy came up there first pitch swinging, so we get another look at it. Drove that one down the left field line, sending Williams all the way to the wall. Guy cruises in, stand-up double.
His 15th double of the season. See now if Frostburg can get something going here in the home half of the fourth, trailing it 4-0. Ryan Boma lifted one up to the first baseman, caught in shallow right. First time around. And he was the freshman of the year in the Mountain East Conference in 2024. Rodriguez with the 0-1.
Something, a little quirk in the game you don't see all that often. Gonzalez out there at first base, right-hander. Usually you have a lefty over there at first. But
this one jacked, and this could be trouble, and see you later.
Just like that, Mark, Frostburg State getting back into this one. 2-run shot for the second baseman, Ryan Boma. Kind of similar to what we saw with the home run earlier from Point Park. Frostburg gets its first hit of the ball game, and one batter later puts one over the fence to make this one 4-2. It's another look at the cut Boma took. Got all of that one. I think he knew it as soon as he hit it, too.
And Boma now has tied Shalik for the home run lead, each with 8. And Weeman now up, flew out to left field his first trip to the plate. A big rip by Boma. Weeman lifting this one into foul territory, and the catch will be made by Gonzalez. 2 are gone.
And Jake Holler at the plate now, reached on a walk in the second inning. Second time through this lineup, though, it seems like these Frostburg batters getting a little better looks, a little better contact off of Rodriguez.
Holler walked his first time up. Jake Holler, the designated hitter. One ball and one strike. You know, Frostburg yesterday winning over Charleston. A 12-1 game. This one slowly rolling to Murillo, and he will send it on for the third out. Boma had a home run in that game. He's got 2 in the tournament. He's got Frostburg on the board, 4-2. Each team with 2 hits on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
Attention all car buyers, it's deal time at the all-new Cardinal Chevrolet. Come see the team at Cardinal Chevrolet and let us show you what a great deal really looks like. No games, no gimmicks, just great prices on all the Chevys you love. If you want to save a buck on your next car or truck, come see us at Cardinal Chevrolet. Silverados, Equinox, Blazers, all recently reduced and ready for immediate delivery. Our best deals, your best time to buy. The all-new Cardinal Chevrolet. Exit 34 off I-64 in Hurricane, West Virginia. Together, let's drive.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
We'll go back here to Gomart Ballpark in the beautiful capital city of West Virginia, Charleston. It's a 4-2 lead for Point Park. One of these guys come to this spacious park, collegiate players, and what a thrill to give one a ride and watch it leave.
Oh, yeah, beautiful facility here on Charleston's East End. Hard to believe. This place is opened 20 years ago for the 2005 season. It's been the home to minor league professional baseball. The West Virginia Power occupied this building for quite some time. They were a minor league team for the Brewers for a few seasons. Spent a good bit of time as a low A affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sent a bunch of guys through here to the majors from those Pirates days. Tyler Glasnow, Gregory Polanco, Jamison Tyon all came through as members of the Power. So did a year or two as a Seattle Mariners affiliate towards the end of their run here, and that gave way to the current occupants of Gomart Ballpark, the Charleston Dirty Birds.
Yeah, they were here this week along with this tournament.
And they had a couple of triple headers, 2 college games and a Dirty Birds game.
Well, out there in right field, Manny Hall. I think he was maybe adjusting a gate or something there.
Yeah, I believe they had one of the tractors out here on the field between innings and coming out of that utility entrance down the right field line. As you said, I don't think they closed the gate behind him.
Christian Tavares will step in, and he gets plunked.
First pitch of the inning for Frostburg State. Plunks Tavares there on the side and sends him down to first with a free pass.
And the last thing you want to do is have a guy on board with this guy coming to the plate.
Yes, we saw in the third inning, Tavares' first hit of the game for the Pioneers. One batter later, Campbell, first pitch he saw, parked it on the other side of the wall.
What a tournament for the MEC Player of the Year. Talk about this ballpark being 20 years old, and then you go back to the history of baseball in Charleston, and first time they had professional baseball, 1910. Worley Park opened for business May 5th, 1910. The Charleston Statesmen, they were a part of the Class D Virginia Valley League, which also featured teams from Montgomery, Huntington, Point Pleasant, and Parkersburg here in West Virginia, nearby Ashland, Kentucky. First pitch to Jared Campbell is a ball.
Worley Park a little bit before my time. I grew up with Watt Powell over in Kanawha City, and it had seen better days by the time I came around, but there was still a nostalgic feel to old-timey baseball over there. Got to see some really good Wheelers teams when I was a kid. That Trevor Hoffman Reds affiliate that won the South Atlantic League. I believe I was 5 or 6 years old, and that was the world to me back then. And, of course, Wheelers gave way to the Alley Cats. And then when this park opened in 2005 and the club made the move across town is when they became the West Virginia Power. Got a Randy Moss autograph in the parking lot of Watt Powell Park once upon a time after his rookie season with the Vikings.
Randy played baseball in that ballpark.
He's a really good baseball player. People don't know that. They know he was a basketball guy too, but
he did a little bit of everything. He was a state track champion.
Of course, you hear all the legends and myths of Randy Moss growing up around here. And story I was always told is that Randy rolled into the state track meet in a pair of untied Air Jordans and still won. So I don't know how true that is, but it's a good story.
Well, he defeated the defending state champ as a ball rolls from the left field bullpen occupied by the Bobcats. Neat thing about Wapow Park, too, back in the day, I never got to see it, but they played football games there as well. The old Charleston Rockets and some high school football games were played there. And I'm pretty sure that took place into the early 70s. Of course, we were accustomed to that growing up with the Major League Baseball and NFL franchises sharing the same field, and you'd see the infield dirt in some of those stadiums.
The old Oakland Coliseum is
right.
the one that sticks out in my mind.
Well, that went off the bat of Campbell, so the count remains 3-2 here.
Yeah, Campbell looked at the umpire like, it might have got me, but no, caught off the knob of that bat.
Sharman and pitch misses. So he hit a batter and has now walked Campbell, and that brings up Isaac Santana, who struck out in the second and lifted one up to the third baseman, Mikey Guy, in the third to end the third.
Yeah, tough luck for Sharman when he came in the fourth inning, had that defensive error that it let 2 runs in, but off to not such a great start here in the fifth. As you mentioned, hit a guy and has now walked Jared Campbell, and that'll bring Isaac Santana to the plate.
Sharman and Kay DeBreeze having a chat. No outs here in the top of the fifth. Each team with 2 hits. And again, what figure would be a routine fly from the sure-handed Manny Hall, who has played just so well out there in right. Just unfortunate. Had a right in his glove, and it came out, and that brought home 2. Frostburg, though, delivered in the bottom of the fourth with a 2-run shot by second baseman Ryan Boma. 1-0 the count here to Isaac Santana. Cody Sharman dribbled foul there. 1 ball and 1 strike. And may have got a piece of Santana in the process.
I think that one might have clipped him on the foot or side of the leg as he fouled that one off. Healthy cut. Didn't miss that one by much. Might be a little more frustrated with that than the ball off the foot, but does not feel good either way.
Lauren Torres will check out Santana, as will home plate umpire Chris Richards.
As we get another look here, you can see, no, not sure that one got him, but looked like he might have stepped on his foot awkwardly there, tweaked his ankle a little bit on the swing.
Santana, a senior. Chance to talk to Lauren Torres yesterday, and just classy guy. What a great job he's done. 16th season. I think you can say it's been Sweet 16, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's having a good run here. He's had a great run with Point Park, but this season has been fantastic. You know, you make the leap, you step up in level of competition. You've got a good, solid base for your program, but I think even what they've produced this season may exceed the expectations they had for themselves.
Swing and a miss. Big strikeout there for Cody Sharman. And that's the first out of the inning, and that brings up Joseph Paluski, who struck out in the second, and then he walked and scored on that error out in right field back in the fourth. And talking with Reed Amos, the commissioner of the MEC yesterday, and he just discussed the entrance of Point Park and the level it's going to bring baseball. Wonderful addition. I had a chance to do the Mountain East Conference outdoor track and field up in Morgantown. And Point Park did well there, so bring lots to the table here. School out of Pittsburgh. 1-0 pitch to Paluski, and
but yeah, you said it, Mark. This Point Park baseball program, just an excellent addition to the Mountain East Conference. I've hit this point a couple times this week, but it's a case of the rich getting richer. This is already a fantastic Division II baseball conference, and you add a program the likes of Point Park, and it just makes what was already very good even better. Of course, Frostburg State, also a recent addition here to the Mountain East in the last few years. And Bobcats similarly just raising the level of what was already a very, very good Division II baseball conference.
Sharman Cones with the 3-1, and this one skyward, drifting back and making the grab out there in left will be Shalik. Had him close to the track.
Yeah, slight breeze blowing out there in left field. May have kept that one within the confines of the ballpark, but nice job by Shalik to camp up under it and get it back in quickly and hold that runner out at second base. Let's get a look at the flags moving around in the breeze out there. Say nothing too strong right now, but there is a little bit of wind out there.
Trevor Jones to the plate now, walked in the second and flew out to center in the fourth. So here he is working in the top of the fifth at the plate against Cody Sharman, who hit Christian Tavares with a pitch to start the fifth. Christian Tavares is now at second. Jared Campbell followed with a walk. And Isaac Santana struck out. Joseph Paluski flying out to left. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Hit to third, and an easy play there for Mikey Guy at third, and that will do it. Point Park leaves a couple. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Pioneers on top of Frostburg State 4-2 in this 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament Showdown. You're watching it live on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The health plan. Here for you.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Jake Holler, Kay DeBreeze, and Manny Hall will start it out here for, check that, Kay DeBreeze will lead it off. Manny Hall, Brian Scott starting it out here for Frostburg. DeBreeze struck out his first time up. So hitters 7, 8, and 9 here in the bottom of the fifth. Ramon Rodriguez working out there on the mound, Tom, and he's been impressive.
Yeah, the Point Park lefty, solid so far today. couple of pitches last time out he probably want back, but other than those, the double and the home run that followed, he has been on top of this lineup so far.
This one is ripped, and that's a base hit for a Breeze. Make the turn there, stay put at first.
Breeze was thinking too off of the bat. Nice job by the left fielder Williams to get over and cut that one off and get it back in. Let's get another look at the hack there by a Breeze. Healthy turn there, but wisely holds up for a single. That'll bring up Manny Hall. Strikeout his last time up in the third. His first pitch gets across for a strike.
No balls and 2 strikes to the freshman right fielder. He's had a good tournament in the field. He had a big hit in that state victory. Lifting this one up. Will there be a chance for the Pioneers? There will not be. Frostburg, founded in 1898 by Maryland State Senator John Leake. It was the state normal school, then the State Teachers College at Frostburg became Frostburg State. In 1963 through 1987, ball gets away from Gonzalez, but a Breeze will stay there at first. We talked about Don Kelly taking over for Derek Shelton there in Pittsburgh as the manager. Jim Riggleman, longtime manager in Major League Baseball.
That's a name I know. I grew up a Cubs fan. I watched a lot of Riggleman games.
Yeah, he's a product of this Frostburg program. Yeah, Padres, Cubs, Mariners, Nationals. Took over during the season for the Reds.
I believe Riggleman was in the dugout for the Cubbies that incredible summer of '98 with the home run chase between Sosa and McGuire.
Astronaut Ricky Arnold. Frostburg grad. So Hall, there may be 2 here. Murillo flips and nope. Good speed by Hall to leg that one out. But they do get the force there at second as Murillo flipped on to Christian Tavares.
Well, we've talked all week about that speed Hall has defensively, showing it off on the base pass here. Hall hustling down that line to beat the throw and break up that double play attempt.
So he's safe at first on the fielder's choice. Brian Scott grounded out to Murillo at second. His first time up, that was a 1-2-3 inning for Point Park pitcher Ramon Rodriguez and his prevent unit. Want to know the count? A couple television shows, Yes Dear and My Name is Earl. A Frostburg graduate, was a writer and producer for those 2 shows, Gregory Thomas. In Point Park with the likes of Dennis Miller, the comedian, Fred McLeod. The late Fred McLeod was a great broadcaster for the Cleveland Cavaliers on the TV side. Michael Hawley, outstanding writer from the Boston area. Higher education, you can't beat it. And, these great schools here in the MEC produced a lot of outstanding graduates in a variety of fields. down through the years. 3-1 the count here to Scott. Graduation's taking place.
It's that time of year. On my way to the stadium today, driving through downtown, saw some of the Charleston Catholic graduates out with their caps and gowns. Looks like a photo opportunity in East End this morning.
3-1 pitch, and that is ball 4. So 2 on board here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Second walk allowed by Ramon Rodriguez.
And not the guy you want to see coming to the plate with 2 men on if you're Rodriguez. Shalik has been the big bat in this lineup this week. 2 home runs already in the tournament. As we see some action down in the Point Park bullpen. That's number 10, Orlando Leone. 4-0 record, 9 appearances, 4 starts. So we get a meeting of the minds out on the mound here for the Pioneers. Buying a little extra time for Leone to get loosened up down there in the bullpen, the right-hander. He's had 3.45 ERA this season, 4-0 record. 31 1/3 innings pitched.
And Lauren Torres out there to chat it up. But for now, Rodriguez remains on the mound for the Pioneers. And Shalik coming into the tournament with 8 home runs, and he's up that total the last few days here at Go-Mart Ballpark.
Yeah, a pair of strikeouts this afternoon, though. One of them looking for better results. Third time through, and shot in the center field will do it.
Drills the base hit. They'll hold up the runner. Manny Hall at third. Scott on to second.
Mark, that'll load the bases here with 1 out for the Bobcats.
Point Park, and that may do it, Tom, as Coach Torres, he had no sooner gone back to the dugout. He's heading back to the mound. And we will have a pitching change. We'll break away here in Charleston. 4-2 game. Frostburg with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th here on the MEC Digital Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. With a generous serving of historic sites, foodie eccentricities, and brewery diversions, the happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Orlando Leone is the new pitcher for Point Park as Ramon Rodriguez goes 4 1/3 here. Bases are full, Tom.
Yeah, bases full. Tough spot to come into if you're Orlando Leone. 4-0 record on the season. Made 9 regular season appearances, started 4 games. Got 1 save, pitched 31 1/3 innings, 26 hits allowed, 13 runs, 12 of them earned, walked 9, struck out 26, no home runs allowed, and teams are hitting .224 off of him.
C.J. Carmichael steps to the plate. The Frostburg shortstop flew out to left and struck out. And he looks at strike one.
I have a final score update from Atlantic Regional Softball, Mark. University of Charleston, a 1-0 win in an elimination game against Shepherd. Golden Eagles got another game coming up. Backs against the wall. They'll take on Kutztown at 3 o'clock.
Oh, and to the count, 1 out, bases full for C.J. Carmichael as he works against Orlando Leon, man from Ecuador. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout.
A big pitch there from Leon coming in out of the bullpen. High leverage situation. Get another look at the swing and the miss there, but high leverage situation coming in with the bases loaded, just 1 out. Able to fan the first man he sees, C.J. Carmichael, and 1 step closer to possibly wiggling out of this if you're Point Park.
Mikey Guy now to the plate. He's had a big day. Double and a single after flying out to left field in the first inning. Oh, 1 to Guy. And it should be an easy play, and is for Murillo. Yeah, nice job by Leon getting Point Park out of the jam. We have played 5. It's a 4-2 game here in Charleston. You're watching coverage of the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The health plan, a proud corporate partner with the Mountain East Conference.
Great to have all of you with us here on the MEC Digital Network. Point Park 4 and Frostburg 2. Frostburg with 4 hits, just 2 for Point Park. Taking advantage of an error to get 2 more runs in. And that's where we stand.
Yeah, the error, the difference in this game right now. Frostburg State threatening in its half of the 5th, though. Orlando Leon comes out of the bullpen to get 2 outs and get him out of the frame with no damage done.
Luis Gonzalez, Chris Williams, and Jordan Campbell will start it out. Gonzalez, a second-team All-Mountain East Conference selection in the postseason balloting. Gonzalez walked in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, and scored a run. Cody Sharman out there on the mound for Frostburg. Two another count to Gonzalez. out of Venezuela to Brito Miami High School. 3-0 is the count. And that is ball 4. Quickly here in the top of the 6th, Point Park with a base runner. I mentioned Point Park's Gonzalez, a second teamer. And looks like we may have a pitching switch here. And we will break away here in Charleston, 4-2 game.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The health plan. Here for you.
Hunter Lehue, a freshman from Baltimore, Maryland. Archbishop Curley High School checks in Tom Bragg here in this 6th inning of action.
Hunter Lehue comes into today, 6.39 earned run average. No wins, no losses. 12 appearances, only 1 game started. Pitched 12 2/3 innings this season. 18 hits allowed, 13 runs, 9 of those earned. 7 walks, 15 strikeouts, 327 opposing batting average, has given up just 1 long ball.
So he comes in, there are no outs, and a man on. And it's a lead 4-2 for Point Park. We were discussing the all-conference balloting, so Omar Murillo, Jared Campbell, Javier Cardoso, and Harold Boyce were all first-team picks. Frostburg had Mikey Guy, Jackson Shalleck, Patrick Bauer, and Jack Ray. So each of these teams had 2 first-team pitchers. Chris Williams grounded to the first baseman, back in the second. Bag was covered there by Ray, and then he flew out to right field. A sensational play by Manny Hall. 0-2 the count here to Williams. Second team, Christian Tavares, Luis Gonzalez, and Trevor Jones. Frostburg had pitchers Jake McDonald and Nate Vermillion. Ben Weeman starting at first today, an honorable mention pick. And, of course, Jared Campbell, Point Park, the player of the year. Lauren Torres, the coach of the year. Two balls, 2 strikes. Hunter Lehue, the third pitcher of the game for the Bobcats. And they called strike 3. A good job by Lehue. And that brings up Jordan Campbell. He was caught looking in the 3rd inning to lead things off, and then he reached on an error in the 4th, which brought home 2 runs. And that is our difference at the moment. Lehue fires it in, and the bunt laid down. A nice bunt it is. And what a job by Jordan Campbell.
Yeah, nice job to get that bunt down. Aided a bit by Hunter Lehue slipping on that turf pitcher's mound out there as he moved to make a play on the ball, as you see the replay. So he just loses his footing for a second. With a speedy player like Campbell, that's all it takes. And one out in the inning still, and Point Park's got men on first and second base. And back to the top of the lineup.
Omar Murillo will come in. His fourth trip today, flew out to right. Grounded out to the pitcher and flew out to left field. He looks at a called strike. Just the third hit of the game for Point Park. And Jack Ray, Frostburg starting pitcher and all-conference performer, injured, had to leave. Cody Sharman came on. This one fouled away and out of play. Ray pitched 3 1/3. Sharman an inning and 2/3. Lehue ahead in the count. The ball's 2 strikes, and Murillo stays alive. Out of Venezuela, here in the state capital city of Charleston. To keep this historic season going into Championship Sunday here in the Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament of 2025. And this one is ripped up the middle, base hit, and that will get home. Possibly a run. There could be a play. No.
Nice piece of hitting there by the native of Venezuela, Omar Murillo. Gets himself an RBI and score now 5-2 in favor of Point Park. Christian Tavares to the plate.
Tavares fouls the first offering off. Gonzalez scores. Campbell at second. Well, at first.
One already across this half for Point Park, just one out.
Each team now with 4 hits in the game. 5-2 lead for Point Park.
And that one error still looming large in this one.
Swing and a miss, so a couple of strikeouts here for Lehue. And that will bring up Jared Campbell, MEC Player of the Year. He was caught looking to end the first inning. A 2-run shot in the third, and then he walked in the fifth. And skies this one. And making the grab. Who else? Out there in right center, Manny Hall.
Great play by Hall. A nice job of the freshman to come back after the error, let in a few runs a few innings ago, get on his horse and make a nice play to get out of a jam.
Point Park adds another run. They have a 5-2 advantage as we go to the last of the 6th here in Charleston on the MEC Digital Network presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. With a generous serving of historic sites, foodie eccentricities, and brewery diversions, the happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Heading to the bottom of the 6th inning here. And Frostburg trails the Pioneers of Point Park by a count of 5-2. Each team with 4 base hits. Ryan Boma steps in. Lifted one up to the first baseman, Luis Gonzalez, in the second before crushing a 2-run home run in the 4th. 2-0 the count to Ryan Boma. Freshman of the year a season ago. Three balls and no strikes until then. 3-1 the count. Ben Weeman to follow Jake Holler, and now it's a 3-2 count. Orlando Leone on the mound. This one is hit, and nice stab there by Tavares. Long throw, not going to be in time. Great job by Tavares there at shortstop.
Yeah, had to range quite a ways to his right. Did a great job of getting a glove on that one, keeping it in front of him, but unable to get the throw over there in time. And Frostburg with a runner on here early in its half of the 6th.
So Boma with his second hit of the game. Ben Weeman has flied out to left field both times. He's been up to the plate today in the 2nd and in the 4th. Honorable mention, all Mountain East Conference performer. The 0-1 pitch, nice healthy cut, strike 2. Time called.
That one came from the second base umpire. Not sure what the issue was there, but they'll reset and do it again.
Umpiring crew today, Chris Richards behind home plate, Mark Mail at first, Tony Veltri. They're working there in the areas of 2nd and 3rd.
Still no outs here.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Leone fires. All even at 2-2 for Ben Weeman, redshirt junior. Weeman lifting this one up. Well, Williams was there, and then Campbell seemed to have a better eye on it. Calls off his fellow outfield mate, and just one away. Jake Holler will now step to the plate. Walked in the second, grounded to second to end the fourth. And instead of Holler, it will be a pinch hitter, Mason Price. Or check that Doyle McNew, senior, who had been starting at first base in the tournament. Baltimore, Maryland native. McNew steps in. One ball and one strike.
Yeah, McNew, a big part of that lineup in Wednesday's win against Concord. Yeah, fourth day of tournament action here in Charleston. We've whittled things down to just 3 teams remaining alive, all 3 teams from the MEC North Division. Still battling it out here. Both of these teams, Point Park and Frostburg, 2-0 in the tournament so far, so somebody will advance to tomorrow's championship round with perfect 3-0 record intact. The loser here moves on to play an elimination game later this afternoon against Fairmont State.
We talked about the team that loses this game. They could end up playing as many as 3 more.
Yeah, double elimination tournament. If you get into that Sunday championship game and the team with a loss already wins that first game, you got to play 2. Good eye there by McNew.
Yeah, so McNew comes in, draws the walk, so Boma will head over to second. And that will bring up Kata Breeze, a strikeout and a single forced out at second. Will step in. Looks at ball 1. McNew, who drew that walk, he had 2 hits against West Virginia State. Yesterday in the win over UC, he was the DH, did not get a hit. He's drawn the walk here as he pinch hits for Holler. Two and one now the count to Kata Breeze. Big opportunity here for Frostburg in the bottom of the 6th. Two and 2 the count now. 1 away.
The Breeze go have a quick chat. Frostburg dugout wasn't real happy with that last strike call.
This game featuring not only the 2025 Mountain East Conference Coach of the Year in Lauren Torres from Point Park, but also the 2024 MEC Coach of the Year in Anthony Williams. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 on, 1 away. Orlando Leone chasing Boma back to the bag. Manny Hall is on deck for Frostburg. And that is strike 3.
It looked like the home plate umpire asked for a... Okay. Yeah, I see now from the replay angle. Every umpire's got their signature punch out. His just maybe takes a little longer to get there, but another out here, 2 now in the inning. As we said, that'll bring up Manny Hall.
And Lauren Torres going to come out here to chat with Leone. And a man working in the bullpen, Ethan Parker. Right-hander out of Pittsburgh, went to Keystone Oaks High School. Chris Richards going to come out and bring the conference on the mound to a close. Looks like Leone will stay put. So there are 2 outs here. Manny Hall steps in. He struck out and hit into a fielder's choice in the 5th. Played a terrific outfield for this Frostburg team. Fouls off the first offering. When you think of Christmas, you think of the colors red and green. We got red and green here. Of course, they have a fabulous Christmas display here during the month of December at Go-Mart Ballpark. And one of the big trees, they've just kind of kept it up out there in the left center beyond the wall.
Probably just easier to do that than find a warehouse for it somewhere.
All right, Leone going to toss it on, and good job there by the Point Park pitcher on to Luis Gonzalez. Frostburg an opportunity. They leave 2, and we head to the 7th in a 5-2 game here at the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet. Back here in Charleston. Away we go to inning number 7 with Point Park in front of Frostburg, 5-2. Good baseball game here, Tom.
Great ball game so far. We've seen some big blows from both sides. Jared Campbell, first-team All-MEC Player of the Year in this league with his 4th home run of the week. Oh, back-and-forth action, and Both teams finding ways to wiggle their way out of some danger as opportunities have been there on both sides to put some more runs on the board, but good job by both of these bullpens that we're into now of limiting things as they stand.
Hunter Lehue continues to pitch for Frostburg. So it will be Santana to start it off here. Isaac Santana, third baseman for Point Park, has struck out twice and lifted one up to the third baseman for Frostburg, Mikey Guy. One and one now, the count. Lehue rifles, and that's a called strike. Cade Breeze behind home plate. The junior. And the freshman Lehue with the pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joseph Paluski and Trevor Jones to follow. Winner of this game on the championship Sunday in the driver's seat for sure. And the team that falls in defeat as the count goes full will turn around and face off with the Fighting Falcons of Fairmont after falling to UC in its first tournament game. Has come back and won 2 in a row, defeated Concord, and then avenged that loss to UC last night. And that is ball 4.
Of course, UC, Mark, came into this tournament seeking its 4th consecutive Mountain East Conference baseball championship and fell a little bit short in that endeavor, so we will crown a new champion. Someone of the 3 teams left will win their first Mountain East Conference baseball championship. Frostburg, of course, came close last season, falling to University of Charleston in that championship round.
7 walks, Tom, have now been allowed by Frostburg pitching as Paluski steps in. He struck out in the second, walked in the 4th, scored a run, and flew out to left field.
As you look back on your scorecard, 3 of those 7 walks have come around to score here for Point Park. So Pioneers taking advantage of those free passes handed out.
Throw down. Santana back in. Count 2-1 here to Paluski. Game about 2 hours and 13 minutes old. Called strikes, so we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. That misses for ball 3. Paluski keeps it at 3-2. Yesterday, Point Park defeating West Virginia State, eliminating the Yellow Jackets. Jared Campbell continued his toward stretch in tournament play. A couple of home runs, driving in 5. And Frostburg hit the field. Got a run rule win over UC 12-1. Sent UC to that elimination game, and Fairmont State took a 4-1 victory. This one hit to second, and Boma will field on to Weeman. First out, Santana advancing to second.
It looked like that one had a shot to find a hole out there off the bat as we take another look. But
it took a different spin, didn't it?
Yeah, that one hit the turf and kind of held up there a little bit. Allowed Boma to get over and make the play.
Trevor Jones, the freshman right fielder, in now for Point Park. He's walked, flew out to center, and hit into a fielder's choice. There's a man at second now in Santana. Hammers this one foul. And Brian Shepard, Robbie Mounts, Jackie Donnell, Levi Barnhart, Cade Burgess, Parker Withrow, Butch Mounts, our crew, bringing us all these great sights and sounds from Go-Mart Ballpark and this 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament. Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2. I mean, these guys have they've done exceptional work with some of the great plays that have unfolded here since Wednesday.
Oh, excellent job by our camera operators out there, making sure we've got an eye on everything. Our producers and directors up here in the booth with us and making sure you're looking at the right one.
This one's skied out into left center, and it will be Shalik to make the grab for the second out. Santana will stay put at second. All right, now we're going to have a mound chat. Michael Austin going to come out and have a chat with Hunter Lehue. Gorgeous day for baseball. Another game coming up, and then big championship Sunday. Could be one game, could be two. Whoever wins this game would need just one victory tomorrow in order to be crowned the champ.
With that meeting, little action in the Bobcats bullpen. Looks like Ben Berger, 0-1 record, 9.82 ERA, just 3.2 innings pitched this season, is getting loose down there for Frostburg. That's the name of the game here in tournament baseball. You've got arms, you're going to use them.
So Gonzalez steps in. He's walked 3 times today, scored twice. And that's in there for a called strike. Michael Austin, who just left the mound, pitching coach, native of Baltimore, 6-year professional player. Became the pitching coach in 2023. This baseball team at Frostburg, a 3.16 GPA. 0-2 the count. Austin helped implement the academic monitoring program at Frostburg. Good job there by a breeze. Count now 1-2. No score through 2, and then Point Park with Jared Campbell crushing a home run to make it 2-0. 2 more in the top of the 4th on an error that brought home 2 runs. And then Frostburg with 2 A Ryan Boma home run in the bottom of the fourth. Point Park adding a run in the top of the sixth. Man on second, 2 outs here in the top of the seventh inning. Hunter Lehue working against Luis Gonzalez, who hammers it foul. Frostburg playing in the MEC Tournament Championship in 2023, falling to UC 12-8. I'd love to this time around be the champion. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Lehue, and the inning is over. We head to the bottom of the seventh, a 5-2 game here in Charleston at the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The health plan, a proud corporate partner with the Mountain East Conference.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Back here at Gomart Ballpark, Frostburg coming to bat here in the last of the seventh in a 5-2 game. Ryan Scott will start it out here. And takes the first offering into center field for a base hit against Orlando Leone. So Scott, the number 9 hitter, with the base hit. He had grounded to second and walked in innings 3 and 5, respectively. And that will bring up Jackson Shalleck, singled his last time up after striking out twice. And right at left fielder Chris Williams. Shalleck took a swing, Tom, at that very first pitch, and right at Williams.
Yeah, Shalleck liked what he saw up there. He said first pitch swinging, put some power into it, but Williams not having to move much out there from his spot in left field to bring that one in.
So one away for C.J. Carmichael, who flew out to Williams there and left in the first inning and has since struck out twice swinging. He looks at ball 1 from Orlando Leone. Carmichael, the redshirt freshman. The 2-0, and that bounces off, I believe, the shin guard of Paluski, which will allow Scott to motor on to second base.
Paluski fortunate there that Scott not able to go take 2 bases on that as you get another look at it. That one came off, looked like the right shin guard. He's had that leg stretched out there, and Paluski just lost track of it. It skipped off into foul territory over down the third baseline.
So it's a pass ball, 3-0 the count. Leone fires, and that's a called strike 1. Swing and a miss. So Leone has fought back to even the count at 3-2. Dribbler Leone fires. Big stretch there by Gonzalez. Not an easy play, Tom.
No, not an easy play. You're falling off of that mound. You've thrown a ball, and now you've got to react and go to your right and pick up and fire back over across the field. And Leone, nice job to be able to keep that one in front of him and get the throw over there. It looks a lot easier than it is. You watch that on the replay, you say, oh, what's the big deal? He just had to go pick the ball up and throw it. But, man, there's a lot of moving parts out there, and you've got to react quickly.
So in steps Mikey Guy. He has 2 hits on the day, a couple of doubles, and lifting this one into the beautiful Charleston sky, and Trevor Jones camps under it. Oh, man, at third, but stranded there. We played 7. It's a 5-2 game as we head to the 8th here on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
Team with a river in the middle. Take me to my hometown. My hometown is your hometown. It's got a gold dome and a picking on the fiddle.
Welcome back inside Gomart Ballpark. 8th inning getting ready to start here between Point Park and Frostburg State. Pioneers in the lead 5-2. Tom Bragg, Mark Martin bringing you all the action here this afternoon on the Mountain East Conference Digital Network. It'll be Williams Campbell back to the top of the lineup for Murillo, due up this half for the Pioneers.
Yeah, Omar Murillo has fly to right. Williams, meanwhile, has grounded to the first baseman, which was covered by the pitcher. Flew out to right field and was caught looking. So he's up for the 4th time.
Ugly swing on that one. Looked like he tried to hold up and just was too far into it. And typically that's the result that sort of action produces.
0-1 the count. And Lehue did a nice job in the 7th. This one hit right at Boma at second, on to Weeman at first for the first out.
And that'll move Williams 0 for 4 on the day and bring up designated hitter Jordan Campbell. Campbell reached on a single last time up in the 6th. Reached on an error in the 4th, struck out in the 3rd.
Senior designated hitter with a big, healthy cut. And these teams met 4 times this season. All of those won by Point Park. Back-to-back doubleheaders. Lehue with the 1-1. Manny Hall going to track it down there in right center for the second out. And we'll bring up Omar Murillo, who flew out to right field in the first, grounded to the pitcher in the third, flew out to left in the fourth, and then got that base hit in the sixth.
Now, Lehue maybe got away with one there against Jordan Campbell. Left one up in the zone. Campbell a little late on it, didn't quite get all of it. It'll be F9 in the book, second out of the inning.
Murillo from the left-hand side, and he hammers this one up into the sky, and under it will be C.J. Carmichael. Second 1-2-3 inning of the game for Frostburg defensively. First time coming in that opening inning. So
it's been a while.
It has been indeed. All right, Tom, we are going to head to the bottom of the eighth inning in a 5-2 game here in Charleston. You're watching live coverage of the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
Attention all car buyers, it's deal time at the all-new Cardinal Chevrolet. Come see the team at Cardinal Chevrolet and let us show you what a great deal really looks like. No games, no gimmicks, just great prices on all the Chevys you love. If you want to save a buck on your next car or truck, come see us at Cardinal Chevrolet. Silverados, Equinox, Blazers, all recently reduced and ready for immediate delivery. Our best deals, your best time to buy. The all-new Cardinal Chevrolet. Exit 34 of I-64 in Hurricane, West Virginia. Together, let's drive.
The people here are fantastic.
My classmates rock.
I haven't met anybody that I don't like here. It is definitely a very diverse university.
My roommates from Sweden, Germany,
Caribbean, so many places.
The academics has been stellar as well.
The professors are very nice here.
Every single person within the classroom feels appreciated. The campus is absolutely beautiful.
Everything's a close, easy walk.
I will recommend this place to everyone.
I feel so at home here.
Gomart Ballpark here in Charleston. You know, the ad coming back in here live of all the campuses in the Mountain East Conference, one of my favorites.
Oh, it's a great ad. It really gives you a good look at just some of the beautiful places these student athletes get to go train and go to school. A couple of really nice ones here locally in the Kanawha Valley, University of Charleston, West Virginia State. Of course, all across the Mountain State and the Mountain East Conference, places like Concord, places like Frostburg, Point Park, a beautiful downtown campus in Pittsburgh.
Well, Ryan Boma has had a 2-run home run and a single after lifting one up to the first baseman back in the second, and Boma.
Yeah, it looked like something tweaked on that swing, and he's not feeling good. It looks like something on the side, ribs, something. See, he swings and he grimaces and kind of grabbed at his rib cage, that left hip area. Not feeling good right now. We've seen that now the second time as starting pitcher Jack Ray came up grabbing his side earlier in the ballgame, had to leave.
Hey, Robbie, can you pass the mayo?
And second time we've seen this Frostburg training staff out to deal with some bumps and bruises, injuries out on the field.
And Boma, again, he was the freshman of the year in the MEC in 2024. Sophomore out of Brookville, Maryland, went to Sherwood High School.
Getting a couple of hacks in there, seeing if he's stretched it out to his liking. And he's upset. He's going to slam that bat and head back to the dugout. So we'll see who Frostburg brings in here.
So, because he has 2 strikes, this at-bat will be charged.
A reminder, Boma leaving in the middle of the at-bat. He's got 2 strikes. Whatever happens here, this will be charged to Boma.
Randy Steen will come in. Graduate student out of New Egypt, New Jersey.
That's a shame for Ryan Boma. He's having himself a nice ball game today. As you mentioned, the 2-run home run in the 4th inning. Got every bit of it, crushed it out over the left field fence here at Gomart Ballpark. And last time up in the 6th, he had a single. He was working on a nice little day before that. Whatever it was, a muscle, something he tweaked there has put him out of this game. Yeah.
Well, and then obviously consider the fact that, okay, let's say it stays the way it is. They've got a game coming up against Fairmont, and then let's say they win that game. They would possibly have 2 tomorrow.
Yeah.
They'll win 2. So there's a lot of baseball left for Frostburg here. Steen steps in.
And as we mentioned, even if this result does hold, that game this afternoon with Fairmont State, essentially for a spot in the Atlantic Regional, is Point Park not eligible.
Now Steen, nice sliding effort there by Tavares, but Steen will get the base hit. I mean, it's not an out, but it's an impressive play.
Yeah, nice play to keep that one in the infield and hold that runner at first base. So we get another look here. Shortstop having to range a long way to his left and hit the belly in the, I'm with Jack, I want to call it the dirt, but in that brown turf out there, and then that'll do it for Steen. They're going to bring in a pinch runner over at first base.
Cody Breeze will check in. He's a junior out of Newport News, brother of Cade.
I was going to say, that name sounds a little familiar. They've got some
love brother combinations.
Oh yeah, we've seen a couple.
So Ben Weeman will step in now. On the day, has flied out twice to left and once to center. One-on-one the count to Weeman. Honorable mention in the Mountain East Conference. Defense for Point Park, Orlando Leone on the mound. Joseph Paluski behind the plate. Luis Gonzalez at first. Omar Murillo is at second. Isaac Santana at third. Christian Tavares at shortstop. Chris Williams in left. Jared Campbell in center and Trevor Jones in right. Leone with the 1-1, and this one hammered. What a stab there. On to second for the force. Santana stabbed it, rifled on. Murillo covering for the out as they get the pinch runner, a breeze there at second. So it's a fielder's choice situation for Weeman, and that brings up Doyle McNew. What a play.
That was a great play over at the hot corner by Santana, having to get dirty and come up and throw a strike second base.
McNew batted in the 6th, replacing Jake Holler and drew a walk. 0-1. Down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Cade Abreeze is on deck. Brother Cody getting in the game, but taken out there at second on that force play off the outstanding play by Isaac Santana. McNew fouls it off. Count stays at no balls and 2 strikes in the bottom of the 7th inning. Frostburg with 7 hits, 2 runs, suffered an error. Point Park with 5 runs, 4 hits. One of these teams moving on to Championship Sunday. The other must play another game on this Saturday. Fairmont State awaits. This one fouled away. Jack Withrow. And my partner in this game, Tom Bragg, will be on the call. You're on Championship Sunday as well.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Should be a fun day. Could be one game. Could be two. It's hard to be mad about more baseball, though, right?
Absolutely. Two and two now, the count. Leon with the pitch. And another foul ball by McNew.
Well, McNew's been all over a couple of the offerings here from Leon. Just can't quite get him into fair territory. A couple down that line.
This will be the 8th pitch coming up by Leon to that gentleman there, Doyle McNew. Swing and a miss and a strikeout for Leon.
Challenging McNew high with the fastball. Wins that battle. Gets the second out of the 8th inning.
8 strikeouts now.
So you get another look at that one. Leon up high with the hard stuff. Catcher's loving it.
His 3rd strikeout. Ramon Rodriguez had 5. So 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 8th. Cade Breeze, he struck out twice and had a base hit in the 5th. He was retired at second base and drills this one into left field for his second base hit of the day to keep the inning going here for Frostburg State. And that brings up Manny Hall.
Second single of the day for the backstop, Cade Breeze. Reached in the 5th and now again safely on base in the 8th. No hits today for Manny Hall. Did reach base on a fielder's choice in the 5th. Grounded out in the 6th. Struck out swinging in the 3rd.
Weeman is at second. And 2 outs here. Manny Hall had a big hit against West Virginia State in what was a tight game on Thursday.
A couple of guys down there getting loose for the Pioneers. A couple of righties. Looks like Ethan Parker, one of the gentlemen, getting loose. Joined down there by number 19, Javier Cardoso, starting pitcher of the opening game of this tournament for Point Park. So 2 outs. Bobcats have a couple of guys on the base pass here. First and second base occupied for Manny Hall.
Hall came into the game with a .327 batting average. And he looks at a called strike 1.
As we've seen, Hall can fly, not just out in right field, but he moves around these base paths. Beat out a close one at first already today.
Missing upstairs, 1-1 the count. Frostburg 36-15 on the season. Point Park 39-13.
Big spot here as the Bobcats try to get back in this.
And they called strike 2. Oh, a sensational grab out in right field earlier in this game. 1-2 pitch, lifted up. Jared Campbell gloves it, and that will do it for Frostburg in the bottom of the 8th inning. Away we go to the 9th, 5-2 game here on the MEC Digital Network presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? to be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. With a generous serving of historic sites, foodie eccentricities, and brewery diversions, the happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Back here in Charleston, as we go to the ninth inning, Point Park coming to the plate, owners of a 5-2 advantage over Frostburg State.
Pioneers trying to advance to the Mountain East Conference Championship game in their first season in this league, first season in Division II. Frostburg trying to battle back here late and secure a return trip to the Sunday portion of this tournament. Bobcats were runner-up a year ago to the Charleston Golden Eagles. A loss here, however, would send them to this afternoon's game against Fairmont State. Loser of that game would be out of the tournament if it is Frostburg, and if it is Frostburg in that game, the winner of that game advances to Sunday and gets the MEC's bid to the Atlantic region.
So stepping in will be Christian Tavares, the shortstop.
Got to correct myself there real quick. Frostburg 2 years ago in the championship game.
Tavares lifted one up to third baseman Mikey Guy. His first time up, had a single, scored in the third, hit by a pitch, and backhand. That is in there for a base hit. Tavares sliding in safely. So he has a double. He had struck out his last time up. But he is on board to begin this ninth inning.
Looked like they could have awarded him a ground rule double on that one, Mark, as that ball appeared to kick up and hit off that railing above the wall, but result remains the same. Tavares standing at second base with no outs.
So Jared Campbell, 2-run shot back in the third after he was caught looking in the first. And this one is a diving effort. Great play there at short by C.J. Carmichael. Nothing he could do once he gathered it in, but nevertheless, we saw Tavares do about the same just a moment ago, and Carmichael.
Yeah, real similar play to that one we just saw, so you get another look at this. No throw on the play. Not sure there would have been much to get over there as Campbell was humming down the baseline.
Kata Breeze will go out and talk with Hunter Lehue. Lehue, the third pitcher of the day for Frostburg. Isaac Santana ready to go to work after the conference breaks up. Chris Richards going to make his trip to the mound, get his exercise, and Santana struck out, lifted one to third, struck out again in the fifth, and walked in the seventh. Lehue fires. That is ball 1, 2, Santana.
Mark that single by Jared Campbell, his 6th hit of the tournament. It's only the 2nd time he's reached base, and it hasn't been a home run so far. 4 home runs out of 6 base hits so far. Not a bad average.
Santana lifting this one skyward. Catch will be made by Brian Scott, and tagging and in safely is Tavares to make it a 6-2 game.
And fly ball deep enough to bring the runner in from third base, and the Pioneers tack another one on. Increase that lead to 4 runs, 6-2 now.
First out of the inning, Joseph Paluski steps in. He struck out in the 2nd, walked and scored a run in the 4th, flew out to left in the 5th, grounded to 2nd in the 7th. Campbell goes, throw down, ball out. Campbell safe.
Close play there at second base on the stolen base by Campbell. Looked like the Bobcats had a chance to get him, just couldn't get a clean grip on the ball as it came in.
We talk about his bat, we talk about his glove, and he's now a perfect 12 for 12 on the base pass this season, stealing.
A great throw there by Frostburg catcher a breeze, just unable to glove it at second.
0-1 pitch. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hammered foul.
Of course, Paluski, one of the 2 runs that came in on that big play in the 4th inning. Error out in right field by the Bobcats, let in 2.
And the 1-2. Fouled away. Now Point Park has made the task for Frostburg's possible comeback a bit more difficult here. So you add on another run here in the top of the 9th. They had 2 each in the 3rd and 4th, 1 in the 6th, and 1 here in the 9th, and a man on second with 1 away. Both Frostburg's runs coming in the bottom half of inning number 4. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. And Paluski. Catchers are tough guys, so he continues to be tough.
He's going to go talk about it with his skipper. Umpire needing a second there.
Yeah, I think it nicked Chris Richards there.
We'll get another look at that.
Kutztown leading University of Charleston 3-1 in Atlantic Regional women's softball. Chris Richards behind home plate. Mark Bell at first, Tony Veltri at third. Tough job. You're going to call those balls and strikes, and you're not making one half of the fan base happy with either call, but Just what unfolds off those foul tips. And so Chris Richards, he's good to go. 2-2 count here. Paluski, ball gets away, and that will have Campbell striding his way to third here. Pass ball. Eighth pitch coming up here to Paluski. Hunter Lehue trying to hammer down here. One run has come across and misses outside for ball 4. And that's going to bring head coach Anthony Williams, the 2024 Mountain East Conference Coach of the Year.
Looking like they're bringing the guy out of the pen, too. It's going to be a pitching change.
We'll take a break here inside Gomart Ballpark. You're watching live coverage of the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The health plan. Here for you.
My new pitcher, Tom Bragg, the 4th for Frostburg here in this battle against Point Park.
Ben Barger, left-hander, coming in out of the bullpen, 0-1 on the season, made 4 appearances. 9.82 earned run average. All of his appearances were out of the bullpen. He pitched 3 2/3 innings. So hasn't seen a whole lot of action this season. 6 hits allowed, 4 runs, all of them earned. Walked 3, struck out 2, gave up 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs. Opposing teams hitting .375 off of Mr. Barger in his 3 2/3 innings pitched this season.
Well, Hunter Lehue goes 3 1/3. Give up 4 hits, an earned run, struck out 3 and walked 2. And of course, a man is on at third base and at first here in this 9th inning. Point Park in the lead at 6-2. Trevor Jones walked in the 2nd, flew out to center field in the 4th. Fielder's choice in the 5th, and another fly out to center in the 7th. One-0 pitch upstairs. And Berger's offering, fouled away by Jones. Two and 1 the count. Berger comes with the 2-1. Piece of that one to even the count at 2-2. Joseph Paluski is at first. Jared Campbell at third. One away. 6-2 game in the top of the ninth inning. Winner moving on to Championship Sunday here at Gomart Ballpark in the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament. This one drilled, coming hard, and making the nice grab out there for Frostburg is Jackson Shalleck. I mean, he had the motor to get that one.
Yeah, Shalleck on his horse, coming in, making a great play to get that one. And not just that, gets the ball back in a hurry. All that speed out there at third base of Campbell, and he holds him.
So the second out, Luis Gonzalez now to the plate. Has walked 3 times, scored twice, and struck out in the 7th. So just one official at bat, and Towers this one foul.
That one way up there. Didn't get out by much, but off into the stands for a foul ball.
Frostburg will have Brian Scott, Jackson Shalleck, C.J. Carmichael in the bottom of the ninth. A lot of work to do, but first they got to put an end to this top of the ninth. 1-1 the count. Point Park in its first season as a member of the Mountain East Conference had the best record overall in league play. And now here the Pioneers are in that first ever MEC tournament and trying to reach the championship game. The 2-1. Called strike 2 from Ben Berger into the mitt of Cade Breeze. Gonzalez will dig in now, the junior. Berger, the lefty, delivers down low, and now a possible run down here, and the tag going to be made on Campbell. He's safe.
Wow, what a slide by Campbell. He looked dead to rights. He got caught in no man's land down that third baseline, but able to slide in under the tag, and we'll take another look at that one. What a play by the Conference Player of the Year. You see, he gets caught out there. Throw comes down to third, and he's 100% going to home. Gets around the tag and comes in safe. That'll make it 7-2 now in favor of Point Park.
The count, meanwhile, full to Gonzalez. Paluski now at second. 2 runs in here. This one off the glove, but still an opportunity is made for C.J. Carmichael. Went off the glove there of Berger. Carmichael, great concentration, fires on and gets that third out, but not before Point Park comes up with 2 more, and they lead at 7-2 as we head to the bottom of the ninth inning here at Gomart Ballpark in Charleston. You're watching live coverage of the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
It's about unlocking your potential and discovering your purpose.
It's about community and how we can better serve others.
It's about learning and doing.
It's about the journey and the road getting there.
It's about opportunities and the endless possibilities.
It's about finding where you belong, and it is here at Concord University.
It's about you, and it starts with you.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Bottom of the ninth inning, Frostburg trailing Point Park 7-2. Bobcats have out-hit the Pioneers in this game. Frostburg suffering one error. Each team leaving 9 runners aboard. Now Leone continues to pitch here for Point Park. Orlando Leone facing off with Brian Scott. And Scott behind in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Scott grounding out to second to Omar Murillo and walked in the 5th, and he singled in the 7th. He was stranded at third. 1-2 the count. Sending this one foul. Now to play. A great shot there, the state capitol. One of the outstanding backdrops. Beautiful green trees. And there is the Golden Dome here in Charleston. 1-2 pitch. Christian Tavares, well, he bobbled it, recovers nicely, and makes the plays. That's 2 plays here in consecutive innings. We've seen the shortstops have to recover and make nice plays.
Another look at that one. You see Tavares gets it in his glove, but not a clean exchange to the hand. Almost snow-coned that, plucks it out of the air bare hand, and fires over. And gets a fist pump from Gonzalez at first base. Nice play.
And C.J. Carmichael, of course, it was one that was off the glove of his pitcher, and he had to fully concentrate there to end that top of the 9th inning. So Jackson Shalleck, who's had a great tournament, but today he's 0 for 3, or 1 for 4, I should say. Struck out in the 1st, caught looking, went down swinging in the 3rd, base hit in the 5th, and then flew out to left field in the 7th. An outstanding play there in the outfield back in that top of the 9th on the Trevor Jones.
Yeah, able to come in on that one and, for the time being at least, hold Campbell at third.
2-1 pitch. Tavares, guns. 2 are gone here in the 9th.
So Point Park 1 out away from advancing to Sunday's championship round. Frostburg can't get something going here with 2 outs in the 9th. The Bobcats will play later this afternoon against Fairmont State. Winner of that game should claim the Mountain East's automatic berth to the Atlantic Regional. Point Park not eligible for that tournament. It's a pinch hitter coming into the game now for Frostburg, but
Christian Schertzer, a senior from Bel Air, Maryland. Patterson Mill High School will step in, and just like that, a base hit.
Yeah, first pitch he sees, puts a good swing on it, pokes it out there into the opposite field, and he comes away with a single here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
9 hits now in the game for Point Park.
Mikey Guy up to the plate now. Guy flew out in the 1st, doubled and scored in the 4th, ground out in the 5th, and flew out to right field in the 7th.
And then Guy drills this one. And going back, and that is gone. Mikey Guy with the home run. Second of the day for Frostburg. The Bobcats say not so fast.
And not so fast indeed. Mikey Guy got all of that one. Put it off the big video scoreboard out beyond the left field wall here at Gomart Ballpark. Should get another look at the swing Guy took. 7-4 ball game now. And Mark, how important those insurance runs tacked on in the 9th inning by Point Park.
No question. 6 home runs now for Mikey Guy. Well, it looked like it was going to be a pretty quick work here. Brian Scott grounded out to Christian Tavares at shortstop. Jackson Shalleck did the same, and then Christian Schertzer, the pinch hitter for C.J. Carmichael, lands one into right field. First offering from Orlando Leone, and then it's Mikey Guy. No balls and 2 strikes here.
Frostburg thought that one was low.
Cody Breeze back up for a...
Came in as a pinch runner last time, played second base.
And he is called out on 3 strikes. Cody Breeze, his first trip to the plate after he'd been a pinch runner, and unfortunately it's over for Frostburg here, and Point Park in this historic season keeps it going as the Pioneers will be in Championship Sunday. Frostburg must now fight its way out of an elimination game against Fairmont, which is coming up here on the MEC Digital Network. So it's a victory for Point Park of 7-4. We'll return and recap it for you in a moment. You're watching the 2025 Mountain East Conference Baseball Tournament here on the MEC Digital Network, presented by Cardinal Chevrolet.
Attention all car buyers, it's deal time at the all-new Cardinal Chevrolet. Come see the team at Cardinal Chevrolet and let us show you what a great deal really looks like. No games, no gimmicks, just great prices on all the Chevys you love. If you want to save a buck on your next car or truck, come see us at Cardinal Chevrolet. Silverados, Equinox, Blazers, all recently reduced and ready for immediate delivery. Our best deals, your best time to buy. The all-new Cardinal Chevrolet. Exit 34 of I-64 in Hurricane, West Virginia. Together, let's drive.
Team with a river in the middle. Take me to my hometown. My hometown is your hometown. It's got a gold dome and the picking on the fiddle.
Decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The health plan, a proud corporate partner with the Mountain East Conference.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Back here at Gomart Ballpark, and it is a 7-4 win for Point Park. They advance to Championship Sunday. Frostburg now must knock off Fairmont in order to get another shot at Point Park on Sunday, and would have to win 2. Point Park getting 2 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, and they got 2 in the 9th. And for Frostburg, had a couple of runs in the 4th and in the 9th inning. Home run by Jared Campbell in this game for Point Park. And for Frostburg, they had a couple of home runs. And Orlando Leone gets the win. And the loss was absorbed by Jack Ray, the starter, who had to leave the game for Frostburg due to an injury. Point Park now 40-13 on the season, and Frostburg is 36-16. Great job by our crew: Brian Shepard, Robbie Mounts, Butch Mounts, Jackie Donnell, Levi Barnhart, Cade Burgess, and Parker Withrow. Jack Withrow and my partner Tom Bragg getting set to call our next game, which will be between Fairmont and Frostburg. Well, Tom, thoughts on this one, my man?
Just a little too much Point Park offense in this one, but also what a job by Orlando Leon coming out of the pen, getting the win today, and really just keeping those Bobcat bats off balance as the Pioneers offense stretched that lead out. But going back to Jared Campbell, we mentioned the big home run early, but that play in the 9th inning, coming down the line on the pickoff attempt to get that extra run, turned out wasn't bad to have a couple insurance runs there late for Point Park. The big home run by Mikey Guy in the 9th inning cut that lead down by a few runs, but just a little not enough as the Pioneers advance to tomorrow's championship round, looking for a conference title, their first year in the league. And as we said, that'll send Frostburg State onto this afternoon's elimination game against Fairmont. But silver lining to that for one of those teams, if you win and advance to tomorrow's game, Point Park is not eligible for the NCAA tournament. So if you get into Sunday in this tournament against Point Park, you're going to go to the Atlantic Regional.
And no doubt about it. Well, and for Frostburg, hoping to be in the championship for a second time in program history, it would be the first for Fairmont if they can get the win and advance to tomorrow to face off with Point Park. So that's going to do it for analyst Tom Bragg and our great crew of Mark Martin. We say so long for Go-Mart Ballpark here in Charleston. The final score, Point Park 7, Frostburg 4. Point Park moving on to Championship Sunday. Frostburg State getting set to play Fairmont State in an elimination game, and the right to meet Point Park tomorrow in that title showdown that's coming up here on the MEC Digital Network. Today's game was produced by Video Productions in conjunction with the Mountain East Conference. We thank all of you for watching live coverage of the 2025